Hi guys, Susan Modeste here, and I am in my kitchen today simply for a change of scenery. I needed a change of scenery, so I kind of felt like maybe you needed a change of scenery too. Was thinking about going outside, but it's been overcast here in the Sunshine State for what seems like a full month. So I'm hoping that one of these days it will get nice and sunny, or at least not be drizzly, so that I can maybe go outside and do some videos there. But for now, you got my kitchen, or part of my kitchen. So the topic today is actually part two of the video that I did on primal drivers. Hopefully you watched that. If you're watching YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a, what do you call those things, like the card or whatever that thing is. And I think it goes either there or there. I don't know, which one of the two. You'll see it. That I will link to this video if, again, you're watching it on YouTube. If you're watching it on Facebook, that means you're one of my personal Facebook friends, and you can just scroll backwards. Definitely do watch that. I think it had a lot of good information. Again, it's based on a book that I'm reading, and so it was good information to me. You know, and some of the things I think we are all sort of familiar with, but I want you to really see how it plays out and how you can use this information. So again, part two, I'm talking about serotonin, endorphins, or endorphins, however you say it. I don't know. Um, I'm Trini, mostly New York and Trini, so I don't know. However, it's said in endorphins. uh, Dopamine and oxytocin. So I think I got the pronunciation of at least the last two right. But let me quick review on some of that and then I'll tell you the relevancy in this video. So serotonin, I think of that as the social dominance chemical, the one that makes us seek and be satisfied with social dominance, or that feeling that we have tons of resources available to us. It's the reason why many of us, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, just understand it's primal. It just starts deep, deep, deep in our brains, okay? So, but it's why most of us want to be the best at anything. And some of us want to be the best at everything, okay? It's because we have a satisfying hormone that's secreted when our primal brain senses that we are in a position of dominance in our tribe or our group or our community, because then the brain senses that our survival needs will be met. So again, these are all based on survival needs. So that's all of us. So we want to be really good at something, if not everything, and we want to be recognized for it, because that's what social dominance is about. So hope that the wheels are already endorphins. So that is, like I said, nature's analgesics. So kind of says that it's okay for us to venture out and try something new. It's okay for us to hunt for the things that we want, because physically or emotionally, we will have these analgesics that are secreted, the hormones that kind of make us feel better after we've experienced pain or anticipation of pain. So endorphins are also secreted when we cry, because usually crying is a sign that something bad has happened to us. So if we feel like something bad has happened to us, so endorphins will be triggered by that. And also when we laugh, less so than when we cry, but when we laugh, it's also secreted, so that's good. So I want you to start thinking in terms of the title of this video, which is Why Things Go Viral on Social Media. So far I talked about serotonin, dominance, and us wanting to feel really good and be recognized for being the best in something. And then now talking about why crying, feeling sad, or laughing, or feeling angry after we're angry, after our cortisol levels have shot way up, then sometimes we can start as we start coming down, we can start secreting some endorphins, but much less so than when we are hurt, which sometimes anger is hurt, isn't it? But when we're hurt by something so that we cry, or if we find something amusing and then we laugh, a real belly laugh, not a fake, a real belly laugh will bring out some endorphins as well. Another reason why those are two areas that are very, very common for viral social media content. Okay, then there's dopamine. Dopamine is immediate rewards, or that anticipation of rewards. It's a motivation by reward system. And so it could be associated with a lot of short-term addictions. Even, and I mentioned, that sometimes it could be drugs and stuff, but it could also be things like gambling. And here's the one for all of us, right? Even the little notifications that come through that, if you want to be really productive, you're going to shut those off sometimes, right? You're not going to always be attending to every notification, but those notifications are little rewards that get our dopamine fired up. And that is why you, my friend, are addicted to social media like the rest of us, the rest of the world. And of course, some people less so than others, some people more so. But wasn't it genius to have a notification system? Wasn't it genius to have a like system? Because that's affirming your social standing when people like you, when they love you, when they think you're funny, when they go, oh, when they react, okay? That's affirming that you were somebody significant. So Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, all of it feeds into our primal needs and triggers these feel-good hormones, and that's why we are all on it. Okay, last one, oxytocin. So this is the one that I mentioned is about social supports. Now, a note about social supports. That only kicks in when all other needs are considered taken care of. So that brings me to the viral content of the day. And this is supposed to be an example to you guys. So Roseanne Barr apparently tweeted something that was racist, and her show got canceled. So now we have the social dominance teaming that goes on with politics, religion, so common. Sports, okay, I know there's a lot of stuff going on with the NBA now. I've heard LeBron James is the GOAT. No, he's not. He falls under all of these other people and all of these debates, right? It depends on your team. It depends on where you fall in your social dominance team. That's what that's about. That's why people get so crazy about sports, politics, and religion. It's never the actual sport. It's never the actual religious issue. And it's never the actual political issue or a political figure, although we attach ourselves to people that we think are alpha. It is all about our affiliation with social groups that we consider dominant. Okay, that's a lot to process, especially with some of the political views that are going on. But Roseanne and her cancellation stay, perfect example. You will see people go at each other and basically have verbal tribal wars over her cancellation, her right to free speech, and the fact that does that apply to other figures who have tried to exercise free speech. And it could go on and on and on, and it's not the issues. And if you step back, we all say it's not the issue, right? But most of us in that moment, in the heat of that moment, can't step back. That's primal, okay? So some of the things that I mentioned that can help with that, things like meditation and exercise, and and yoga. Yoga to me is like a moving meditation. That's not what this video is about, so I'm not going to get into all of that too much. But when we can find those hormones can be secreted in other ways, then we don't have to be so fanatical about things that may or may not really matter. But it explains why things go viral. These are the drivers that make things go viral. So how do you apply that to you in your life? If you are a marketer, or if for any reason you're on social media and it's very important to you to have a large following, a bunch of likes, attention paid, a lot of people clicking on your ads, if that is important to you, then you have to understand these drivers and you have to bring it into your marketing. So if you can find a way to position whatever you are offering as either playing to people's sense of social dominance and affiliation, or would put them in a position of social dominance in one or more areas, or just in that feeling in their life that they are capable and that they have done an awesome job in something. It's primal. We all need it. We all want it. And if you can provide that through your marketing, then people are going to attend to that. People are going to tune in. They're going to click. So make sure that you include that. If you can show them some way that you are relieving their pain, then they're going to also tune into that. If you can give them some immediate rewards. So like those quizzes that they pull us all into. I mean, do we really need to know like what kind of cheese we would have been in the 14th century, right? We don't really need to know that. But we're clicking on those quizzes, right? Like, damn it, why? Why are we doing that? We don't even like cheese. We're doing it because it's giving us back some immediate feedback about ourselves, which is rewarding. The immediate feedback is rewarding. So quizzes are awesome. So if you're a marketer, consider having some type of quizzes, or if you're marketing, you already know about that lead magnet, that free stuff that people get if they opt in, and it's like free and it's immediate download, available right now. If a person wasn't even thinking about that particular subject all day, but you get some of the other things fired up, you get the thought that maybe they would become better or become more dominant in a certain area, and now you've immediately, or you've offered them an immediate reward. So now you have their serotonin going off, you have their dopamine going off, and they're going to click and they're going to opt in. Okay, so last one, oxytocin. Okay, so social supports comes after people feel that their survival needs are met, and that's why people, like I started to say before, will tear each other apart, then think about it later and be like, you know what, we're still one big human family. But that's not until after, for the most part, for most people. There are some people who are more consciously aware of things like that, and so it's not necessarily their go-to reaction to try to tear a person verbally apart on social media. So progress, but that is actually the last one. Okay, that's when the individual in primitive times knew that they were okay, that their immediate DNA was okay. Then they could think about the community. Okay, and so that's where the whole idea of social support, social network, being a part of something. So again, like I mentioned in the last video, if you drop something like a exclusive Facebook group, a mastermind, accountability groups, those all increase that oxytocin, that bonding chemical. It's also something that can be done through your email drip content. So if you're continuing to have a relationship with people, people are going to feel as though they know you, and they're going to develop a more of a trust for you, and that, as we know, is when people buy. But now you understand why. So if you want to market in such a way that people are compelled to opt into your content and hopefully stay with you, because I'm saying all this with the belief that you are actually going to come through with whatever it is that you are promising them. But if originally the advertisement is meant to pull them in and get them to opt in, to get them to take that immediate action right then and there, think about their drivers. Think about their serotonin, endorphins, dopamine, oxytocin. Okay, and if you need something to go viral, those are the things to think about as well. So hope this was helpful. Hope you like the change of scenery, and I'll kind of move things around a little bit more because I get bored easily, and so I can imagine that you guys do too. So I'll try to mix it up and be imaginative, be creative, and I appreciate you watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.